There lived two best friends named Adaku and Obianuju. They had known each other since they were little girls. They did everything together. They played, laughed, and even went to school together. When they grew up, they attended the same higher institution of higher learning called a university, but they were in different departments. One cool evening, Adaku decided to visit her best friend Obianuju. When she got there, Obianuju was sitting with her guy John. John is a very handsome and kind guy. He had a big smile. Adaku smiled at both of them, and Obianuju smiled back. They were all happy. Weeks later, something funny happened. Obianuju traveled to the village for some food items. So Adaku thought she would visit John and see how he is doing since her friend is not around. She wanted to make sure everything was okay as Obianuju traveled. Adaku and John talked about many things, like how Obianuju was always so nice and caring to John. They laughed and had a good time talking. But when Obianuju came back, she started feeling a little worried. She saw that Adaku had visited John, and she started to wonder, was something going on between them? Obianuju loved her friend Adaku and knew her guy John very much, but her heart felt heavy with worry. What Obianuju didn't know was that Adaku and John were just talking like friends. There was nothing to worry about. Adaku loved Obianuju like a sister, and John loved Obianuju very much too. They were all good people. Many months passed, and guess what happened? Obianuju and John got married. They had a big, happy wedding with lots of laughter and joy. They loved each other so much and were very happy together. And Adaku, she also found a kind and loving man who made her heart feel full. She got married too and lived a life full of joy and happiness. This is how it all began. Good friends and love are built on trust and kindness. If we worry too much, sometimes we can misunderstand what's happening. Always trust your friends and talk about your feelings. After Obianuju and John got married, they lived in a small, cozy house filled with love and laughter. They spent their days going on walks, cooking together, and making each other laugh. Obianuju loved how John always helped her. And John loved how Obianuju made their home feel warm and happy. One day, Adaku came to visit Obianuju and John. Adaku had exciting news. She had met someone special. His name was David. David is kind, gentle, and made Adaku feel very happy. Obianuju and John were so happy for Adaku. They all sat down together and had a big meal, laughing and sharing stories. A few months later, Adaku and David got married too. Their wedding was beautiful with flowers and music, and all their friends came to celebrate. Obianuju and John stood by their side, so happy to see Adaku find love. Adaku and Obianuju were still best friends, even though they were both married now. They knew they would always be close, no matter what. As time passed, Obianuju and Adaku would visit each other often. They talked about everything, just like when they were little girls. They shared their dreams, their worries, and their happiness. Obianuju and John also became good friends with David, and the four of them would sometimes go on trips together, laughing and making memories. One day, Obianuju and John had a special surprise. They were going to have a baby. Adaku and David were so excited for them. When the baby was born, they named her Joy because she brought so much happiness into their lives. Adaku loved spending time with little Joy, playing with her and making her laugh. The house was now even more filled with love and laughter. True friendship and love are not broken by misunderstandings. When you trust each other and share happiness, life becomes full of joy. Adaku and Obianuju's long friendship represents the strength of true connections. Joy, the baby, represents the happiness that grows from love and friendship.